Hi everyone, it's Kate from the Forward Line. I am back this week with the new sewing pattern releases for May. Another cracking month of patterns. Honestly, I can hardly keep up. I don't know about you guys. So I have picked 7 of my favourite patterns for this month, and I will also pop a link down below to all of the to a blog post with all of the other patterns, because it's, you know, as usual, like 40 patterns plus this month. One thing to say, there are some guys doing work downstairs, so you might hear some banging and some shouting. So I did go and ask them to be quiet for a little bit, but I don't know. They didn't. I don't think they will be. So the banging is completely normal. Right, I'm going to get started. So this month, I don't know if anyone else noticed, I'm going to call it like the month of the overall / dungaree. And I'm going to talk about actually all of the ones that were released because they all bring something different to the table. So the first one that I'm going to talk to you about is the Jenny trousers and overalls from Closet Case Patterns. This came out right at the beginning of May with much excitement. I think this is a really fantastic pattern. I really love Heather Lou. She always does lots of different varieties of patterns. Well, not when I say varieties, I mean you get lots of different options to make it your own. So this one comes with 1, 2, 3, 4 options. So you have the full throttle dungarees, you've got the dungaree short, you've got high-waisted trousers, and you've got high-waisted shorts. So I like that you get quite a lot of value out of one pattern, and especially with trousers, when you are sort of taking the time to fit them, you know, you're probably going to want to make more than one once you've, you know, managed to get it just perfect. Features of the pattern, which I think are quite interesting, they've got these really nice seam lines on the bib at the front. It's got a full, has it got a full? No. So it's got almost like a fake fly at the front, and then it must open at the side, I think, from the looks of the line drawing. It's got little darts at the back, so that's really good for shaping over your bottom. I just think it's a nice pattern. I think it needs to be made in obviously like sort of a heavier weight, like a canvas or a denim, and yeah, I think once you've got the fit on this, you'll be whipping them up. I really like actually the high-waisted trouser option of this. I think once you've got your dungaree right and you want to have something that isn't a dungaree, to have an option to kind of whip it up into a pair of trousers is really nice. So the next sort of dungaree pinafore is the Pippi Pinafore from Jennifer Lauren Handmade. I loved this pattern actually. I was really tempted to make it as soon as it came out. This also came out at the beginning of May. Really sweet details. So it's got darts on the bib at the front, which is really good because it means if you've got a bigger bust, you're going to be able to fit. And it's actually got bust sizes, so you can fit to your actual bust. Like your, you know, if you're a bigger cup, you can definitely fit. It's got little pleats on the skirt. In terms of, it's got kind of classic dungaree, what's the word, getting in and out of, so that's not the right word. I'm just going to say also, I'm actually really quite ill. I've got bad flu, and I've been putting off filming this because I've been feeling so awful, and I've been slightly, what's the word, almost not quite like out of body at the moment. I don't feel like a normal person, so if this is slightly trippy, this video, I apologise. So fastenings, that's the right word for the Pippi Pinafore. It's got buttons at the side, it's got a classic dungaree clip at the top of the bib as well, which also you could change if you just wanted to have a button, but I thought this was really nice. So if you want a dungaree, but I know what it's like with fitting trousers are slightly trickier, I thought this would be a really nice option. And I also like that the skirt is slightly, it's sort of an A-line skirt, which I think is really sweet. So it does come with big kind of pocket details, which I think if I was doing this, I'd make them internal, kind of not kind of stitched on the top. But I think they you know, we all love a pocket, don't we? So I thought this would be a really nice one if you fancied making someone. It will be much quicker to make this than the Jenny trousers, fit wise. So yes. Right, the next one, I told you there are quite a few. Actually no, there aren't quite a few, this is the last one. So this one is the York Pinafore from Helen's Closet. I was really excited to see her next release. I think she's kind of, I'm really enjoying her pattern releases. So this is the overall, if you want to make something really simple. Fit wise, this is going to be quite easy. You just need to make sure it's right over your hips, and it's loose fitting around the waist. And I really like that it has two options for pockets. So it's got a little like kangaroo pocket at the front, or it's got these big statement pockets. And the other thing that I thought was really nice, and I'll show you in the pictures, is that she's got one with a low, quite a low sort of cut neckline, and then another one with a much higher. And I think, I know there are lots of dungaree dresses around actually, but I thought this was really interesting and slightly different. I definitely think if you're a bit more curvy, this is a really good pattern for you. Yeah, I think because if you're pear-shaped, I think this would also be quite a good pattern because it's balancing out your shoulders and your hips. So yeah, I think it's a nice one and I would highly recommend. So my next pattern I'm talking to you about is a Macaws one, and I very rarely put in the Macaws ones, and I'm going to try and start doing them. But I really loved these trousers. I know this has all been about trousers, I feel like this one. So what I really liked about these is, I know a lot of people have been looking for, obviously there are a lot of sort of baggy trousers around on the market, but there are also, if you want to make a pair of jeans, there are loads and loads of like what I would call mum jeans. So high-waisted, quite tight around the waist, but then sort of not super fitted on the leg. And Macaws brought out what I think is a really fantastic pair of mum jeans pattern. The other thing is the beautiful, beautiful option of adding a scalloped waistband, which I think looks so great. If you want to have stuff tucked in, I think this is a really nice feature to have on a pair of jeans. So in terms of the level of making this, it's probably the more advanced side because it's actually a proper pair of jeans. It's got a back yoke, it's got a full fly, it's got all the kind of most of the features of a classic pair of jeans. So you'd want to make this in some sort of denim or a heavyweight twill. I would probably recommend something with a little bit of stretch. I always think that helps a bit when you're fitting. But I just really like these. I thought they were really cute, and it's not often I personally feel that you see loads and loads of Macaws stuff that you're like, yeah, I want to make that. That's really, and also the photography on this one is really good as well. So that is quite exciting. My next pattern is one that lots of people are getting quite excited about. It's the, oh, I should have tried to say this out loud before I started. Meiosis? No, that's not right. Meiosis. Meiosis dress from Deer and Doe. This was part of a collection, their sort of summer collection of 3 patterns, and I picked this one because I just loved it. If anyone hasn't seen, Fiona Parker has made the most beautiful version of this that everyone was dribbling over, so you should definitely go and have a look, which is, her blog is Diary of a Chain Stitcher, and I'll pop a link down below. Or it might just be on Instagram. Whatever, I'll pop a link so you can have a look. I thought this dress was really nice summer dress. It's got all the features that are on the high street. It's got the frill on the sleeve. The skirt has a double frill on it, so you have a gathered waistband and then you have a frill around the bottom, which I think is really, really sweet. The thing that I liked about it is it has a feel of a shirt dress as well. So the top part, the bodice, it's got waist darts and it's got bust darts, and then it's got buttons down the front. So the other thing that would be really nice if you're going on holiday, it'll be like a beach cover-up, so you could totally like wear it down to the beach and float around in it. But yeah, I just thought it was really cute. There's another version, the second version, which is a slightly more pared down option. So it's taken off the ruffle on the sleeve and the ruffle on the skirt. So it's then just quite a simple kind of almost like shirt dress with a gathered waist, which is actually pretty flattering on most body shapes. It doesn't say anything about pockets, so I am assuming no pockets, but you could always add inseam ones if you feel like you need them. Up next we have got the Honeycomb Dress and Top by Kokawawa Crafts. Anna, I nearly said that correctly, didn't I? I nearly got it all out without stumbling over my words. I have a real issue with Kokawawa. I just can't seem to say it. I think it's me being an idiot. So this is her latest pattern release. I was really excited to see what she was going to come up with next. So if you haven't come across her patterns before, I would say they're quite, they almost have a slight Japanese feel to them. They're all quite relaxed fit and they're really good for beginners. So if those things are your thing, then her patterns are going to be for you. So this, I really like this because quite often, I don't know about you guys, but when I see there's a dress and a top version, one of them I prefer a lot less than the other, whereas this I actually love. I think the blouse looks, I've seen it on so many people, it looks fantastic, and the dress is really cute as well. So this is quite a simple in terms of the construction, but it's got some nice details in there. So it's got quite wide, from the looks of it, a wide princess seam, almost like a bib front, buttons down the front, a little grandad collar, or mandarin collar, depending on what you call it. I saw the key feature on this is it's got really sweet little ties at the waist, which basically means that you're cutting it as quite a loose fitting item, and then you can use the side to tie them together to add a bit more fit around the waist. I've seen quite a few people comment to say that it's really good for maternity wear and for breastfeeding as well, which I thought was quite handy and good to think about, because I guess with the ties at the side, it means that as you grow, it can kind of grow with you. The skirt on the dress it looks like I think it's gathered. Let me just have a quick look. It does, yeah, it does, it's gathered. And then the blouse has got a sort of peplum on the bottom. But I just thought it was really nice, and I think if you have made a few garments and you want to sort of push yourself to the next level but you're a bit concerned about fit, I think this could be a really nice option. It also comes with different sleeve variants as well, which is very, very handy. So last but not least, I have got the Ipswich Swimsuit from Cashmerette. This is I said in the last video, and I put in a swimsuit and said that I don't really put swimsuits in, but I thought this one was really fantastic. As usual, Cashmerette has nailed it. This is a swimsuit and a bikini option. The really great thing about it is that it comes with options to have inbuilt bra cups and boning as well, so it means that if you have a bigger bust, you will definitely be supported when you're sort of skipping around on the beach. I really like the style lines on it, or the cut lines, sorry, so it's really, you can really make this your own. That's what I really liked about it. I think you could definitely play around with different prints, you could do colour blocking. I mean, the world is your oyster really with this swimsuit. And I think people who have bigger busts, and I think for the curvier girls, I think, swimsuits, finding a nice swimsuit and a swimsuit that you feel supported in is quite important, especially in the bust area, because I have had it where you jump into the sea and you stand up and your bikini is around your neck and not covering up what you need it to be covering up. So the other thing that is really nice about it is the cup size that it comes in. So it comes in a size C to H, so that does span quite a big range in terms of bust. So I think if you're thinking about a swimsuit this summer and you want to make sure you have plenty of support, this could be a really good one. Whew. Right guys, I am going to love you and leave you. I hope you've all had lovely weeks. I think I'm going to go, I can feel my voice is starting to go. I'm going to go back to the sofa with a cup of tea and nurse my flu. Anyway, I will be back soon with another video. Bye!